Hi, this is Cobb. We're going to go through this this app for importing existing KMLs you might have into the AGOL database. So here we're in the QPublic. This is where you start from. Also, if you have existing data in Google Earth, you can bring it in as well. Any KML. So in QPublic, when you click the Google Earth button, you have to make sure that Google Earth is not open, that you do not have Google Earth open on this machine. And then that way, when you click this, it's going to save a KML file somewhere. It'll ask you where you want to save it, and we can name it after the landowner here. You see, we're going to save it in training. You see that saved as a KML, and you're going to have a link to our KML uploading app. So from this, you can bring in your KML to the layer, to the parameters layer, and also do some editing if you want to do that before going to the map printer. See how it says there's a map printer app right up here. And so we want to use that, not Google Earth. So here's the upload panel. We can either choose a file, browse to that file we just got from QPublic, or you can drag. If you had another window open, you could drag it and drop it. So we're going to go to Documents, Training, and get that file that we just loaded. You see there it is. There's another file in there, but we can deal with that. So then you're going to want to save this to the fire perimeter layer, so just check that. Save the layers, and then you'll see that we got the red outline in there. So you can either upload another or close this window. From here, you can go to the, if you want to just get a quick look at the GIS measurements on this guy. It's acres perimeter. And we can see that's the GIS measurements, maybe a little different than the deed measurements. But so there's the area and the perimeter, feet and miles. If we want to edit, well, first of all, we won't be mapping from this application, so it doesn't really matter that we have two tracks here. But if you wanted to, we could edit the attributes. So this is if you're not using field maps, if you just have an existing KML that's just empty, the way it would come out of QPublic. And if we wanted to put a fire number in here, if you got the case number, or the any kind of unique ID. If not, you could probably put just something to indicate the day and the time. And that would work fine. Then, so then click out. Let's save our edits. And then close this window. So you see now it's got the number in there. And we could, if we wanted to get rid of this other track, then we could filter out by that file number. We apply that. So then what we want to do from this point is go from the, sorry about that. So you see the problem with this is they both have that same, the same number in there. So if we edit this one to be, this one, it has to be a unique value. 1440. Save that. And so then that's to the minute. If we collected 2 tracks, probably would never do that in real life, but see, we got the 1440. We can now use the filter to filter by the 1440 and get rid of that other one. We want to do some, but you won't read mapping from here. You won't ever need to do that. It'd be more if you needed to find a track that you would uploaded and got lost from, zoomed out to some other extent. But otherwise, you wouldn't be doing that probably. Now the thing about it is, you can do some light editing here if you needed to. Say if you needed to, we needed to split this off. Say we didn't burn an area like here. We can do that with the editing tools. Using some of these, this cut tool does, it's like a split tool you can cut out. Now, you do this more carefully, of course, if it was for real. But then you see this one's out, and we wanted to select just that one. We can delete that part. So now there's nothing there. It's just this one. And if you want to close the editor, you can get the updated acres perimeter. You can also merge tracks back together with the union. So if I hadn't deleted this, I could have selected both of these by going to add to selection, and then merge them back together. This one reshapes, so if we wanted to, if you needed to reshape it to better, better represent the tract, all you'd have to do, whoops, well that didn't, so in order to do this you have to first of all select the thing, and then if we wanted to cut this off right here without splitting it and then deleting. We do that all in one step. You have to cross them twice, and there's that. And close the editor. New acres, 242, like that. So you can do some light editing here. When you're ready to print, all you have to do is go up here and click this up. You may have to, I don't think you'll have to log in again at this point. If you're already logged in, this is shared with the fire measurement group. So, all you have to do, as we said in the splash screen, is select the fire that you want to. So, we got this one, and put on the filter. It's got the acreage labeled. And we want to print the map. So if we had a landowner, if we filled in the attributes in the other map, then we would have all this information right here. But since we didn't, we'd have to fill it in manually. So this is going to be the title of the map. And let's give that a second to come up here. You see it has so our map's going to have a scale bar, and it's going to have a north arrow. It'll have a logo for the agency, and so the map elements that we need to have a better quality, consistent, branded map to give to the landowners and to our other folks. So this will need to be this would be your case number, and then the county. So if you're keeping your label here, you don't need to have the acres in the title. It'll be clearly displayed in the map. But you do want to go to advanced here and change this to map extent, and you may not want to include the legend. You may want to, and the last thing is, if you're going to be doing this for like a printout, especially to add in a plan, this is for like a web map display, so we go up to about 300 or so, maybe 250, 300. And then, so when we have those settings in place, we just click print. It takes it a little, especially the first time, it may take a little while, but it's gonna print a PDF. You can select from, if you needed an image, a different format for say to put in a PowerPoint or put into a Word doc. You may want to use probably a ping or something like that. But here's the map. All right, and this is something that's a bug that's happened. So if this happens, you see how the acres label is ridiculously large, and so that's a bug with Esri we're trying to work out. But if that happens, just go back and X out, go back to your app, and what you're going to do is put the acres in the title instead of and then click off the labels. So that way you're still displaying labels, you don't have that. See, it's supposed to look like this when you print it out, and there's a problem with the print widget, and it's saying it'll get straightened out before too long. But for the meantime, you can just put that acres in the and so now for this one, you're not going to see the label, and it's just going to be up here in the title. There's a scale bar, data preparation, north arrow, and underneath here it has the logo. So this is a nice branded map that we can use. So that's about it. If you have any questions, just get in touch with me. C. Bailey is my handle, or either if you can't get me, Michael Torbett, M. Torbett at GFC, etc. And thanks a lot. Oh, and one other thing, I left this off is, so when you have this is open in a browser, a PDF in a browser, it works the same way with an image file like a JPEG or a PNG. So all you have to do is right-click on this and save as. To get this is going to save a PDF file to your machine. So it's just another PDF, and you can name it appropriately. You save it. So now what you have is something you can open. Basically, yeah. So that's how you do that. Save it. It's on your machine then. If we go to training, documents training, if you have a viewer, here's the KML, open with Adobe Reader or what have you. And this is how you would get this is your PDF. So Forgot to add that on, but that's a way to get a PDF or image, PNG, JPEG saved to your machine. Thanks.